Peugeot was once the badge to beat when it came to small cars, but its more recent efforts, the 206 and 207, have been mediocre at best. The new 208 aims to change all that, with chic styling, fuel-efficient engines and some clever in-car tech that could wow younger buyers more enthusiastic about smartphones than super minis. We're going to put the Peugeot through its paces on our test route, but remember to log in for the full video with lab test results for fuel economy, performance and more. Launched in 2012, the 208 is aimed squarely at big-selling super minis like the Ford Fiesta and Volkswagen Polo. You'll also find video reviews for those cars on the Which Car website. 208 buyers can choose from 3 or 5-door hatchbacks, and there's a wide range of engines, from 68 brake horsepower 1 litre petrol to 197 bhp GTI. And all 4 of the diesel engines emit less than 100 grams per kilometre of CO2, which means free car tax. The car I'm driving today is our pick of the range, the 82 brake horsepower 1.2 litre petrol. It's a 3-cylinder unit, and that odd number means it's not as smooth as the equivalent 4-cylinder engine, but the payoff is an eagerness to rev that makes the car feel faster than it actually is. Start your stopwatch and it will sprint to 62 miles an hour in 14 seconds, if sprint is the word, but you'd swear it was a lot quicker. The 208 defies the trend towards ever larger cars by being both smaller and lighter than the 207 it replaces. And the 3-cylinder engine saves a further 95 kilograms, which pays dividends when it comes to handling. There isn't a car journalist alive who won't ramble on at length about how the Peugeot 205 GTI was the best handling hatchback of all time. But that was 25 years ago, and cars are a lot more complicated now. So while the 208 isn't the go-kart that some had hoped for, it's still a lot of fun on country roads like these. Log in to the Which Car website and watch our full review video to see how the Peugeot fared in our track tests. Inside is where Peugeot's really made an effort to set the 208 apart. The first thing you notice is this tiny steering wheel. It's actually smaller than the steering wheel on a Ferrari 458, and the idea is that you can see the instruments over the top rather than through the steering wheel itself. There's a good amount of space here in the front, and it's a lot brighter and funkier than the black plastic fest that was the old 207. Peugeot's pièce de résistance though is this smart 7-inch colour touchscreen. It's standard on most models, and you can add built-in sat-nav for an extra £400, plus a variety of Peugeot Connect apps for traffic news, parking and local fuel prices. Okay, it's a bit clunkier to use than an iPad, but it's still an impressive feature in this class of car. Trim levels for the 208 start with the entry-level Access, which at the time of filming will set you back a fiver less than £10,000. Above that, Access Plus adds air conditioning and cruise control, and Active gets you 15-inch alloy wheels, Bluetooth and that colour touchscreen. Upgrading to Allure means 16-inch alloys, dual-zone aircon and tinted rear windows, while the top of the range is the Feline with 17-inch alloys, sports seats and a panoramic glass sunroof. The 208 has marginally more space in the back than the 207, although it's still cramped for anybody over 5'9 inches, especially if you opt for the full-length sunroof. We already know the 208 is fun on country roads, but how does it fare in town, where super minis spend most of their time? Well, the small steering wheel certainly makes it feel nimble, but it also means that parking and 3-point turns are more of an effort than you might expect. Visibility isn't particularly good for reversing either, thanks to those wide roof pillars, so you might want to pay extra for rear parking sensors, or even Peugeot's automatic park assist system. The Peugeot suspension is firm, but not uncomfortable, and it copes well with potholes and speed humps. At motorway speeds it feels stable and safe, although it's noisier than many of its rivals. There's a lot to like about the 208. For starters, it looks great, both outside and in. It's still recognisably a Peugeot, but so much more modern and desirable than the drab 207. It's also roomy, good to drive, well priced and well equipped, with features like that colour touchscreen that would have been unthinkable on Super Minis a decade ago. The 208 doesn't move the Super Mini goalposts, but it's a credible rival for the likes of Fiesta, Polo, Corsa and Renault's latest Clio. Would we buy one? No, not yet at least. Peugeot's patchy record for reliability means we'd wait until the results of the 2013 Which Car survey to see how the 208 shapes up. Until then, we'll stick with the Ford Fiesta, thanks. To read the full review for the Peugeot 208 and hundreds of other cars, log in to which.co.uk/cars.